Hello lovelies, it's Miss Lady Lace here on my Glamour channel, and today I have for you my next fabulous video, which is actually going to be a part 2 for my vintage wardrobe clear out. I'm going to be breaking down the repairing and cleaning process I use for my vintage clothing. I have shared a video like this in the past, but I thought it'd be wonderful to create another which is a little bit more updated to share with you. From my wardrobe clear out, I have quite a few items that need a repair or a clean. Just a few, as you can see here. I'm going to be focusing on this fabulous 1950s lovely brown tone number here, which has this really lovely unique print. I'm going to be demonstrating how I care for this item, and I'll be applying that to all my other dresses and items I'm working on today as well. When it comes to vintage clothing, caring for these items is very different to your modern clothing. Some of these items can be 50, 60, 70, 80, even 90 years old. So just chucking them in the washing machine isn't going to work and will likely actually damage the item further. Step 1 is to do any repairs. So anything that needs to be fixed up is our priority number 1, as if we try and wash or launder this item, we may do further damage. On this item, I have a small little hole in the seam on the shoulder. So I'm going to take a needle and thread and quickly stitch that back together. You don't need to be a professional seamstress to be able to do this. Just a few stitches to tack it in place will be perfect. When repairing an item, I turn it inside out and do the repairs for the most part in this direction. I can see there's thread missing in this little section here, so that's where I'm going to go in and stitch it back. And as you can see, that is all nicely repaired now. Step 2 is to give the item a good clean. Now I'm going to be hand washing these items, but it will depend dress to dress how I'll be cleaning them. For our 1950s dress today, I'm going to be giving this just a bath soak. So I'm going to just simply put this in the bath, adding some water into this, and just give it a light soak for 10 to 30 minutes. I'll then give it a light rinse. And when drying, I don't want to wring the item, as that's when I can do further damage, because this is quite a fragile dress. If I do anything to it at all, I'll just lightly combine it together and just press the fabric just to release any excess water. For other dresses like this 1960s pink number, it has some light staining down the front here, which you'll hopefully be able to see on the camera. And for this one, I'm just going to be giving it a quick spot clean. In my laundry sink, I'm simply going to take the affected area, apply a bit of laundry detergent to that area with a bit of water, and give this a gentle rub through to release this here. While washing both of these items, I'm using cool water. Once I've got the most of this stain out, I'm just going to rinse the whole gown, give that light press out, and that's the washing component of this done. Step 3 is to dry our clothing, and these items are definitely too fragile to go in a dryer. For anything especially fragile, I'm going to lay this flat on a table and allow it to dry. But for most of my gowns, I simply just hang these up outside in the shade for them to dry. Step 4 is to steam these items. Quite often, once they've been washed, they'll have some crinkles and wrinkles in them, so I'm going to take a steamer and just lightly steam this out. I find this the easiest way to get any marks out of my clothing, as it's much quicker than ironing and a lot more safe for these vintage items. A top tip while you're steaming your item is to go from underneath the garment rather than on top. By doing this, you're reducing the risk of any damage coming to that garment, and I find it really gets those creases out as you do it. Step 5 is to pack our clothing away, and we're done with our vintage clothing maintenance. I'd love to know in the comments below if you collect vintage clothing and how you care for these special items. Do you do anything different to how I care for my clothing, or do you have any advice you'd like to share? Do let us know in the comments below. I truly hope you've enjoyed today's video and found it a little bit useful. If you have, be sure to give it a like and a comment, as that really does help me out. And if you have any other videos you'd like to see, do let me know in the comments below too. If you'd like early access to videos, exclusive content, and to help support me here on YouTube, I do have my Glamour community on Patreon. I'd like to thank all my patrons, but especially my VIP Glamour patrons, which are listed on the screen now. The support you give me truly helps me in creating more here on YouTube. To follow my daily pinup adventures, I post super regularly to Instagram and TikTok. I'll pop a little link here as well as at the end of the video, and to never miss out on my vintage fun, be sure to hit the subscribe button below, turn on those bell notifications, and I will be seeing you all real soon.